What is this?
Chocolate-covered almonds.
Ooh. Rabbit poops. Mmm.
You like my rabbit poops?
They're tasty in the best way.
This would be a great, if you watch my videos, name that scat. Well, let's see here.
Hey, did you know that one of the earliest references of chewing the fat was back in the military days, where it was muskets, where they shot, rounds of ammunition, where they had to pour the powder in the barrel and stuff it, with a bullet or a ball bearing, essentially. So what happened is they would measure out the powder, pour it down the barrel, then their ball had to be wrapped in either paper or a cloth soaked in fat to help it stay lubricated so that they could stuff it all the way down the barrel. Now, those fat-soaked rags, the soldiers used to chew on those for a couple of reasons. One, to help stave off cravings, like because they're out of tobacco or out of anything like that, out of boredom. So that's another reference of people chewing the fat, because they were fat-soaked cloth to stuff muskets with.
I'm glad you researched this since our last episode, because remember we were asking about how did they come up with chewing the rag?
Right.
And right now you just told me that they were chewing a rag with fat on it.
Ah.
So
Aha.
I thought maybe they'd put some cocaine or ether on the rag and chew on it or something.
Cocaine back in the 1800s?
What? I don't know. I'm not a historian, but cocaine used to be in Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah. Oh. Yep.
Oh, the good old days.
What number are we on?
This would be
6?
6.
We made 6 of these videos?
6.
Oh my god. You know how many videos I've made on my channel in the last month?
Not many.
1.
Uno.
They're coming though.
Ooh.
Don't you worry, they're coming.
Ah, you haters.
Just...
Yeah.
Mmm. Flavorless. That's why he brings chocolate-covered almonds.
Little secret, we record these in advance. Right now, I just got back from right there.
Oh, that's right.
The Colorado Rockies.
Colorado. Is it Colorado or Colorado?
Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon or Oregon? New Hampshire?
Oh, jeez. All right. It's time for Chewing the Fat.
Chewin' the fat.
Now I expect you for the intro of every single Chewing the Fat to have a Cliff Clavin fact of chewing the fat.
Who's Cliff Clavin?
Well, it's a little known fact that Cliff Clavin was a character on Cheers. He was the mailman, and he always had some dumb little fact.
He was full of the most random knowledge there is.
You're kind of the Cliff Clavin of backpacking.
I know stuff. I hike, drink Coors Light, and I know stuff.
Useless stuff, but he knows stuff.
It's useful to somebody.
Okay, today we're going to talk about the top 5 dream backpacking partners. So, it's a little game here. You need to pick out 5 people that you want to go backpacking with. It can be a fictional character. It can be somebody that isn't alive anymore. It could be somebody that's 85 years old and they can't hike now, but they were pretty cool, so you can hike with them when they're 49. That's the prime age.
Oh, I see. Okay. So anybody past or present, fictional, but no YouTubers. No YouTubers.
And nobody that you actually have a chance of, I'm not saying it's Rob. He's cool, but he's not my...
He already has the privilege.
Yeah, so it can't be somebody that you know are a backpacker. Well, you could go Dan Becker. He's not a backpacker, right?
I backpack with Dan Becker.
Was that his first or second time that he went backpacking?
Mm-hmm.
We
Doesn't
kid.
matter. We kid. He got recognized twice on trail, though. How many times have you been recognized on trail?
More than 2.
Me? Less than 2.
I love it when I get recognized and Rob's with me.
Yep. He thinks I care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So anyway.
It doesn't matter.
So you can go first. We're going to go top 5. We'll go back and forth, but we have separate lists.
I see. Okay. The first person is a fictional. I got a lot of fictional people on my list. Now, I've been backpacking with a lot of different people, whether it's friends or even new people in a group. I've been out a lot, and there's a lot of different people, and there's all different types of personalities and dynamics, and I'm assuming that all 5 of these people were all hiking in a group at the same time.
Yeah, like a week-long hike.
We're all in a group at the same time.
Somebody that is going to annoy you for a week.
Or maybe they will. Okay, so my first pick, and this is in no general order. This is just kind of who I was thinking of. There is a man. Actually, he's not a man. His name is Samwise Gamgee.
What's his pronoun?
Hobbit. He was the sidekick to Frodo Baggins. Right? Frodo Baggins?
Is this a Lord of the Rings
It's a Lord of the Rings thing. His buddy Sam, who carried him to the Mordor lava pits to throw the ring on. He was there supporting his buddy till the very, very end. He was encouraging. He was honest. He wasn't afraid to work, but you knew he was going to have your back no matter what. Just a super nice, hardworking hobbit.
So I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy, but you said that he carried his buddy?
At one time he did.
So you could really crush some miles with him because he could just carry you, right?
Yeah. He can carry all kinds. He can carry a TV for me. You know? No, but his character, just awesome.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I think he cooks too. What about second breakfasts? He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Samwise Gamgee. Those of you know, you know. You want him on the trail with you.
You don't have a first breakfast. How would you have a second breakfast?
Hey, if someone's making it, I'll eat it.
That's true.
Who's your?
I guess you could have a couple breakfasts before I wake up in the morning, and I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
All right, my number 5.
Are yours in order?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
All right.
Number 5, and it don't take this the wrong way. I'm not a perv. Katniss Everdeen.
From the Hunger Games?
From the Hunger Games. I wouldn't have to bring any food.
I volunteer as tribute.
And, have you seen her with a bow and arrow? We'd be eating good.
Okay. Now you're willing to eat random critters on the trail?
Yeah.
Here's a beaver. Good luck.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I have a plan.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah. And
Okay,
like if we get attacked by the Russians, she's got my back, man.
Till she runs out of arrows, and all she has is her attitude.
I'm used to attitude.
Katniss Everdeen. Okay, that's left field. Okay.
Just imagine this with Katniss. It's like, all right, who's going to go down to the river to get some water? She volunteers.
Samwise Gamgee would do that. He'd already have it. It'd be done. It'd be done.
All right, who's your number 2?
Okay, my number 2 is another very caring, nurturing, kind and gentle giant of a man. And he goes by the name of Fezzik. You know where Fezzik is from?
No.
Really?
I don't know who Fezzik is.
Fezzik is the super strong, kind-hearted, rhyming giant from The Princess Bride, played by Andre the Giant. That's right. He can climb a rope with 4 people hanging off of him.
What kind of sleep system would a guy like that have?
I don't even think he just sleep on rocks. You know? Just a large, maybe your mummy bag from your top 5 worst gear.
You'd wear that on one arm.
But Fezzik, I mean, he could carry you if you need be. Obviously, he can carry everything. He can probably, bear hug a bear.
So a lot of people younger than us may not be familiar with The Princess Bride.
Okay, The Princess Bride is a fairy tale, and it's about there's pirates and sword fights and ship chases and horses and there's swamps. It's called the Fire Swamp, and there's giant rodents and flesh-eating
When did it
eels.
come out? When did it come out?
1980
something?
maybe late 80s. Maybe the movie is the movie is fantastic. Just go rent The Princess Bride. It's a fantastic movie. One of my favorite movies.
And it's like one of those movies that a lot of people just watch over and over
Yeah.
and
Oh
over.
yeah.
and
There's
over
a cult
again.
following for. If it was at a movie theater, I'd go watch it at the movie theater
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
a good movie. I agree.
Yeah. So Fezzik.
All right, my number 2 pick.
Anybody want a peanut?
And don't judge this pick by the newer remake. I'm going with the classic MacGyver.
Really, the classic MacGyver.
That was out in the 80s,
Yeah,
maybe 90s.
that was a great show. You know
So-
who his arch enemy was? Murdoch.
I don't remember that. It's a little known fact, Cliff Clavin. So, MacGyver, if you don't know, MacGyver was this guy that he'd always get into this terrible situation where he's about to die and there's a bomb, and he would, like, fix something with a paperclip and escape and not be
Paperclip,
killed.
a piece of gum, and like dryer lint, and he would get out of a nuclear situation. He was like the master of ingenuity. MacGyver's a great pick.
So if you're walking along and your backpack breaks or something goes wrong with your gear,
You MacGyver it.
hey, MacGyver, come on over. Make yourself useful. And I don't think the character MacGyver, I haven't watched it in like 20 years, but I think it's the actor, is from Canada. And, you know, we like hiking with Canadians.
Sure.
Shout out to Toots. So, yeah, everybody from Canada is good, right?
Oh yeah, Beckett's up there. Matty Outdoors is up there. What's up, boys? Coming to visit you soon. As soon as they open up that border, eh? Sorry, sorry. I had to do it. I love you guys. All right, MacGyver. That's a great choice. If you don't know who MacGyver is, there are MacGyverisms. It's a pretty good show.
I'll leave some links down here, down below to these people that you may not understand or know who they are.
Okay, so my third one is the most obscure reference that probably no one will get unless you watch Nickelodeon in the gotta be mid '80s, right? It was
Is Nickelodeon around yet?
yeah, I think Nickelodeon
More
was
in the 90s, maybe.
Was it? It wasn't like okay. So there was a cartoon, and it was about this little boy who was orphaned. And he was traveling basically across the country to find his parents, right? And he was just a little boy. His name was Sebastian. Now, his companion, through all these trips, it protected him, it helped feed him, it helped him get through all the trials and tribulations and hard times for not only physical support, but emotional support. His partner was always there to support him. And it was a giant, white, fluffy dog named Belle. Belle was there, and Belle could take care of anything. Plus, you could snuggle up with Belle and you wouldn't even need a sleep system.
So I'm seeing a trend here. All 3 of your picks are very large.
Yeah.
You need a big campsite for all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Large people will make me look skinnier.
Yeah. I was just going to say, are you trying to overcompensate for something?
Maybe. But no, the trend here is they're all very selfless. Right? Yeah, they're selfless. They're yeah. You know, I want to hike with a supportive group.
You know, you mentioned Nickelodeon, and last night we were having dinner, and I brought up this idea to my daughter, and she suggested that I put on my list. It isn't on my list, but I think it's worth talking about. Dora the Explorer. Think about it. She's got a backpack.
She does. I get it.
She has a map. She has a monkey. Who won't want to go backpacking with a monkey?
That's actually a pretty good pick. I don't disagree with that at all.
But the problem is, if you had Dora, you'd always be looking over your shoulder. for that darn old sniper? No, swiper.
I'm laughing
what was
and
the
nodding.
fox's name? You don't know?
I've never seen the show
Swiper,
once.
no swiping. Swiper, no swiping.
I don't have kids, so obviously I know who Dora the Explorer is.
There was just a movie, like real life movie of Dora.
Really?
Yeah, like a year ago.
Wow.
I think Angelina Jolie played her. No,
Kid.
just kidding.
Of course.
All right. My
That's funny.
number 3. This is the pick that was kind of on the bubble. I was kind of debating whether I'd put him on there, but getting back to your how do you eat the porcupine or skunk or whatever, the Katniss Everdeen,
Would kill and murder, yeah.
I'm picking former Minnesota Vikings head coach Bud Grant. So Bud Grant was the coach of the Vikings.
Yeah, I know who Bud Grant is.
From 1967 to 1985, and the story that guys could tell. And he's an avid outdoorsman. So he's comfortable in the woods, most of the time hunting or fishing or that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But just the stories they could tell. And he's like, I don't know, 95 years old now, so obviously I'd take him when he was the optimum age of 49.
Right.
But I think, I know you have the caring people. I want some people that are going to entertain me with stories as well.
Okay.
And, I'm a big Minnesota Vikings
I was going to
fan.
say, what kind of stories he's going to have?
And he was
Football stories.
And he was the coach back when they were good.
Purple people eaters?
And what happened in the NFL in the 70s and 80s behind the scenes is probably a lot different than the prima donnas they have nowadays.
I'm sure.
So
What I do remember about Bud Grant is there was an awards ceremony for him, I think at the Gopher Stadium. It was 20 below zero that day,
Well.
and he got presented an award. And he comes rolling out onto the field,
like 80 years old.
80 years old, jeans, t-shirt, no hat.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, whoa. Yeah, like legit 20 degrees below zero. That's Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Canadian.
So would you say he's a hot sleeper?
He's probably a warm sleeper.
So
Bud Grant, that's random. Okay.
But Bud Grant, that was kind of a homage back to the good old days where, there'd be cold games and he wouldn't wear a coat and none of the Vikings players would wear long sleeve shirts.
Right.
So it would be like 10 degrees and snowy field and they're all like, we're tough football players. We don't need.
That's a different era, my
But-
friend.
Let me say, if I went backpacking with him, I'd want to make sure that it was warm enough where he wouldn't shame me for wearing a hoodie when it was 40 degrees out.
All right. Bud Grant. Okay. So he's your storyteller, motivator of the trip.
Motivator and preparer of wild game.
Oh, he's your camp chef.
Because
Preparing porcupines.
he's an avid hunter.
Okay.
He knows how to skin a deer and butcher a deer or
He knows
a grouse.
how to turn an animal into food.
Yeah.
I do too. I can hunt. I hunt.
He can go through the drive-thru.
I do stuff. All right, Bud Grant. That's interesting. My fourth pick is a complete 180 of my first three. My first three are very caring, giving, altruistic people. Have your back. Good to have on trail with you. Protection. I mean, all kinds of stuff, right?
So, a complete opposite of that.
Complete opposite of that.
Donald Trump.
Close. Not close.
Ooh, I want to go camping with this person.
This person I chose because he's the one who's going to slow you down a little bit. He's the one who's going to make you think a little bit more and be as carefree and enjoying the moment as possible. Okay? We would have to pack mix to make White Russians for this individual. We may have to... Do you know who this is?
No.
This is Jeffrey Lebowski, otherwise known
The Big Lebowski.
as the Dude. The Dude abides. Come on. The Dude, how would you not like to have some of that on trail with you?
Who's the actor that played him?
That's oh my gosh. I know exactly who it is. Oh my gosh.
Dude, Big Lebowski.
Jeff Daniels? No, not
Yeah,
Jeff Daniels.
yeah.
Is it Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Lebowski. How do I not know that? I know Walter Sobchak is John Goodman. I know, anyways. Yes. The Dude. The Dude.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's not Jeff Daniels. That's
Bridges.
That's Jeff Bridges. I am so bad. I'm usually spot on with that stuff. But yeah, but Jeff Bridges, one of the best characters he's ever played. But his character in that movie, fantastic to have him on trail. He would just be that guy. And when he feels like just stop hiking, Fezzik would carry him. And Samwise Gamgee would carry his gear.
He looks like a backpacker.
He does.
He looks like he may want to engage in a little sage.
Oh, yeah. He probably definitely have some devil's lettuce on him, for sure. But yeah, Jeffrey Lebowski.
So, the good reason to have him is just to slow down, man, and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, hey, man. Check it out. Yes. Yes.
I went backpacking this last weekend with a guy that was kind of like that.
Really?
He's like a psychologist, counselor sort
How do
of
you
guy.
feel about that?
And he's like, okay, guys, we got to stop. Everybody be quiet. Okay, listen to the trees.
Oh, he's one of those.
Smell, feel the air. I'm like,
And the whole time you're doing what?
all right, let's do it. I'm like, okay.
You're like,
And I'm videotaping this, and I'm like, yeah, this is the opposite of me.
I wish I was there. See, I could do that. I could stop and smell the proverbial roses.
If you'd like to see that moment, I have it in a video that is linked right up here.
Awesome. The Big Lebowski.
If you're watching it on a TV, the link isn't up here. I'll put it in the notes. Okay, the
Nice.
Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
the dude.
Dude.
Or Deuteronomy or your dudeness. You know, if you're holding to the brevity thing.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I can't remember it.
Well, watch
real
it
well.
tonight. Watch that tonight and Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride is a good movie.
It is a
Think
good
that,
movie.
is that on Netflix?
Probably.
Yeah. All right. My number 2 pick, and I don't really like to talk about politics on the trail, and don't look at this too deeply. My second pick would be
Hillary Clinton.
definitely not
Sorry.
Barack Obama.
Really?
So I was debating between Barack Obama and George W. Bush. I couldn't decide between the two. I want someone on there, a former president, just so you can talk about
Not Roosevelt?
a former modern day president.
Okay.
Where, like George Bush, you could ask him, what were you thinking when they told you that 9/11 happened?
When he was reading a school book to children?
Yeah. Did a little bit of turd come out of your butt when they told you that? I mean...
That's the one question you would ask him around a campfire that someone else built.
Well, maybe if your guy from the Big Lebowski passed out a little weed after that, but...
For sure.
Anyway, so... it isn't a political thing, and I picked Barack Obama over George W. Bush, not because I'm Democrat or Republican or whatever, but first of all, George W. Bush would be a great pick just because, like Bud Grant, he's kind of an outdoorsman. Like you see all the video of him like with a chainsaw cutting a tree down or something. So he knows himself outside. He's still in pretty good shape.
I mean, that could have been a photo op, but whatever.
We don't know anything about that. So I picked Barack Obama, though, just because if I had Bud Grant and George W. Bush, it's too much of the old white guy.
I was gonna say, so you're getting a little diverse in there. Okay, fair enough.
It isn't the whole black-white thing, but just, he's more of the Chicago guy. He likes sports, so he could talk sports with Bud Grant.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
He likes basketball. You like basketball. He speaks clearly.
And he seems like he'd be a laid-back guy.
Probably would be.
Where...
He's probably got some stories.
Yeah, and he would have a lot to talk about that isn't politics. I think he's not one of these guys that, oh, let's talk about some poetry. Or,
How do you know?
I'm
Well,
ju- I'm
he's
guessing.
your version. He's your version of
Yeah.
Barack. So
Yeah.
okay, Barack Obama. That's crazy. All right, boy. I'm trying to picture myself crushing a 20-mile day and walking into camp to your group.
You'd be going, Katniss, Brock, hi, how you doing?
Oh, hey, what's going down? That's
like,
funny.
like people wouldn't look at your group the same way.
Oh, my is all circus freaks. Absolutely love it.
We'll see you'll fit in.
I don't got to worry about the diversity thing. I mean, I'm there, so
You don't have any women yet.
I don't have any women yet. My next pick. A lot of my references and a lot of my characters are a little older. Now, if you're in your 20s, you're not going to get a lot of these. If you're 35 plus, you'll probably will. But we do have something called the Googles on the internets that you can Google these references, or you can look at the links down below. My last person that I would go backpacking with for a week is Phoebe Cates. You know who Phoebe Cates is? Specifically from the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She comes out of
Are those crickets?
She comes out of a pool with no top on.
Oh, I
And
may have to Google this.
And this guy's imagining this happening, right? But it's not really happening, but he's imagining it. And she comes up topless and wow, unbelievable. Now, she offers nothing to the group. She's just smoking hot. So Phoebe Cates back in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Smoking hot. And that's her only talent. And I'm the shallow male pig that I am. That's good enough for me.
If you'd like to comment on Rob's pick, go to rpelton1 and you can find his email and you can send him all sorts of nasty.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that.
Dude.
Such a good scene. Yeah, see? That scene right there, she takes her top off.
Okay. Remember what I said? I was worried about the perv factor? In comparison, I'm not worried anymore.
Still hot.
Even though, what's the actress that plays Katniss Everdeen? I can't remember her name.
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. She ain't bad either.
Pass.
Yeah. But is Phoebe Cates going to shoot squirrels with a bow and arrow?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh.
We'll have plenty of White Russians to drink. No problem.
Okay. I have to take her picture.
And I'm gonna tell you how all this fits together when we're done here.
Okay. I'm waiting for that. Okay, my last pick is someone that I think the younger people will recognize. Not as much. Okay, it's Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. He's been gone for
Yeah, but people...
I know, he's fantastic.
But they don't know the Robin Williams from his stand-up comedy.
Oh.
And like Mork versus... What was it?
Yeah, Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, they know him from Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Yeah.
Patch Adams.
I mean, just the energy, impromptu. You know, his whole comedy act was made up on the fly.
Yep.
So the guy's hilarious. If you're a backpacker, you're watching this video, you probably know Shug.
Shuggity Shug.
People tell Shug that he's like Robin Williams.
Oh, that's a hell of a compliment.
Because if you've ever seen Shug on like a podcast or something, he's like the interviewer just sits there like this and he talks for an hour. Robin Williams would be a hoot at the campsite.
He absolutely would.
Hopefully he's not like depressed or anything, but
Well, he's your version of Robin Williams, right? So, yeah.
So Robin Williams would provide. If you notice, my whole thing is a little less about hiking ability and just being entertained.
It's all personality and entertaining factor, right?
Yeah.
We are just assuming they can hike as much as we can. Except for the dude. He's probably going to bail out right away.
Well, If they aren't carrying the weight, I got Bud Grant.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, you pansy, let's go.
There are a handful of actors who can play very, very funny comedic roles and also play very dramatic roles. Robin Williams is one. Michael Keaton is another one. You know, there's not very many who could pull those two dynamics off, but Robin Williams definitely is one
Adam
of them.
Sandler didn't do bad in Uncut Gems.
That was a 2.5-hour panic attack. Uncut Gems was brutal. My group, the way it comes together is it's actually pretty simple. You got Fezzik. Obviously, he can serve as a protector and basically like a porter, or a porter meaning like a Sherpa. He can just carry gear, right? You got Samwise Gamgee, right? Another supportive guy. Camp Cook, he's a hobbit. They like their luxury, so he'll be able to make camp home very, very nice. You got Bell in there. Early bear warning detection system. Could possibly hunt for food if absolutely necessary, or at least hold an animal down until, you know, Fezzik comes in and stomps its head in, or whatever, right? So you got all those elements, right? You got Phoebe Cates, just looking fine as hell over there, offering whatever conversation she can dole up at the time, and that's completely okay with me. And then you have the dude sitting down with his white Russian in his bathrobe and his bedroom slippers, just taking it all in and offering, you know, insightful commentary as the day's events unfold.
How would the dude react to Phoebe Cates?
He would be smitten.
But a gentleman.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's a gentleman for sure because he's kind of spineless. And he's okay with that. And he is okay with that. That's how my group works. Stumble upon my campsite.
So what's your role in this group?
My role?
Yeah. You'd almost be the guide, wouldn't you?
We would both have to be the guide, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Since we're the backpacking experts. All right, so my group. Let's think about how my group is going to interact with each other. Katniss Everdeen, my useful version of Katie, what's her name?
Phoebe Cates?
Phoebe Cates.
Oh my
Whatever. But mine's, my eye candy can actually kill animals and gather food.
Fair.
MacGyver. He's going to fix crap. He's in good shape.
Build a
He's
shelter.
Canadian. Oh,
He built a shelter for you, no problem.
the ultimate bushcrafter.
Oh.
He can build shelters with paper clips.
Ooh, yep, paper clips, tree bark.
Because you'll find
grass.
lots of paper clips out in the forest.
Exactly.
All right, so you got Katniss, you got MacGyver, you've got Bud Grant. So Bud Grant, outdoorsman, storyteller, tough guy, motivator.
Would Bud Grant and Barack Obama get along?
I just think Barack Obama would get along with about anybody for a week anyway.
For a week, anyways.
He could fake it for a week.
I
I
guess.
mean, he was president for 8 years, so.
Fair enough.
And Robin Williams. So, Robin Williams is kind of the wild card there.
Yeah.
The real question is, could Bud Grant handle Robin Williams?
That could be a brutal. That could be, yeah.
I didn't think of that till
Yeah, because
right
Bud
now.
Grant is like the ultimate, get off my lawn!
Well, he's like stoic, doesn't talk much.
Yeah, right? Robin Williams?
You might be at like the campfire and Bud Grant hits the hay early because he can't stand Robin Williams.
I'm gonna go gather some firewood.
And then Katniss. How would Katniss, if those two weren't getting along, how would Katniss handle it? She'd say, "See you guys, I'm going to go kill some squirrels."
Yeah. She was just constantly yeah. Yeah.
I think what the challenge in my role would be getting everybody to get
get
along.
along.
And for Katniss to actually,
Pay attention to you?
get into the group. Like to not be the outsider.
I see.
To get her mixed in with
Because
everybody.
she's the only one with a weapon?
And she's a young female and everybody else is old dudes and
Yeah, but she's tough.
trying to get her to come out of her shell.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't worry about the government out. Ooh, she doesn't like government, does she?
right? She comes from, yeah, a regime that segregated everybody. Okay, this just got way too. Good luck with that.
Her and Barack Obama, that would be an awesome conversation.
Okay.
Oh, I want this to happen.
Who are your dream backpacking people? It could be anybody, living, alive, young, old, it doesn't matter. Do you entertain these thoughts when you're sitting on the crapper with nothing else to do but think about crap like this? Let us know down in the comments. Who are your dream people you'd like to hike with? I mean, obviously us, but anyone else, who are they? Let us know.
And to take, if you want to take that a step farther, come up with the 5 in the group dynamics like we're talking about.
It's so
Because
fun.
anybody can say, I want to go backpacking with Bernie Sanders.
Is that Kermit the Frog?
But you know what? I do not want to go backpacking with Bernie Sanders because he'd expect me to carry his backpack for him.
You're probably right. Wow. That's our list. This was kind of a crazy topic, but it's something we kind of talk about casually on trail, and we figured we'd just bring this into a video and let you know, and not that you even give a crap about this topic, but there it is. Thanks for watching it, and I'm glad you wasted 20 minutes of your day with us.
All right. So check out Rob's channel over here. Check out my channel right here. They make me put in a video for you to check out right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the trail. Chewin the Fat!